Welcome to another show of This and That. I'm your host, Mr. 357, and today I have a special guest with me. State your name, sir.
Spicy the Ghost.
Spicy the Ghost, my guy. Welcome to the show, my brother.
What up, bro?
Yeah, man. It's been a while that I wanted to talk to you, actually. You know, like one-on-one without the GW roster being around and shit. You know what I mean? So this is an honor to have you on the show, and you're one of the you're one of the day one guys. So this needed to happen. You know what I mean?
Hell yeah, bro! I've been waiting. I listen to your podcast every morning.
Awesome, brother. I appreciate that. That's fire. That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah.
Before we start anything, how's the family? How's the kids? You know, how's everything?
Very good, very good. Feisty, she was gonna be in this interview, but the baby's not feeling too good, so she had to lay down with her. You know how it is.
Yeah, no, of course, I understand. There's nothing wrong with that. Shout out to Feisty. All right, so let's get it started, my G. This is how we're gonna do it, right? I'm gonna ask you the main question that I always ask all my guests. How do you like this GW experience? The whole actually is bigger than GW now, which we're gonna get into in a few. But how do you like the whole GW movement? Like, man, GW, you know.
To be honest, I love it, bro. I really do. Like, I first started with my brother telling me about the show, and I was like, oh, that sounds pretty cool.
Your brother who?
And then Dirty.
Oh, shout out to Dirty. That's right. Dirty Sanchez, baby.
You know, Dirty's my brother. Red Rum's my brother. Tetchen's my good friend from the Ed Spots, believe it or not.
Nice. And shout out to Texas Tornado too. A lot of people don't be mentioning him, but that's your man, so you have to shout him out, of course.
Yeah,
for sure. So your brother put you on, right? And how did your brother know about this? Like he's good friends with AJ, you know, like how that happened?
Yeah, actually, he's been real close friends with ADOT for 10 years or over 10 years. And honestly, nice. I never even heard anything about ADOT until one day my brother Dirty was like, yo, you want to join this league? I was like, what's it about? And then he told me, he's like, oh, it's like computer versus computer on YouTube. I was like, shit, that sounds pretty cool. So right. I watched it and I liked it. So he gave me ADOT's number. I texted ADOT and the rest was history.
And the rest is what we see now. That's awesome, bro. It's funny that you say that because when I got hit up for the GW movement, before it was Global Studios. Global Studios is now, the reason I'm saying Global Studios is because it's no longer just wrestling. You get what I'm saying? Now it's different brands of different things. You get what I'm saying? Which shout out to FEW too, because it's part of the brand, but it's still in the wrestling category. But when I found out about this wrestling thing, he tells me, because I'm good friends with A-Dot, man. Me and A-Dot, we go back since we were kids, man. You know, like we were like teenagers banging out in the hood and shit. He was balling, playing video games. You know, we knew each other. So he tells me, yo, man, I got this little thing I started for my daughter. It's like a wrestling league. So when he tells me, he didn't say wrestling league at first. He said it's like a league. You want to join? And I was like, league? Like, I'm thinking like fantasy football, you know, fantasy basketball, something like that. Because, you know, he does into sports and shit. And he tells me there's this wrestling thing, which is made for his daughter. And he's like, it's AI versus AI. All you got to do is just give me a character. You upload them to you. If you have the game, you upload them. If you don't have the game, let me know. I'll make them according to the way you look. And you tell me what kind of, you know, weight class you want. And I was like, what? At first, I was a little iffy about it because I was like, how is this going to even work? Like, right? You know what I'm saying? You know what I mean, right?
Yeah.
So I'm thinking, like, how is this shit even going to work? And then, like, your brother Dirty put you onto, you saw it, AI versus AI, and immediately just like that, bro. It sparked, and I was like, wow, this is awesome.
Yeah.
That's how you felt about it too.
Yeah, man. Yeah, I saw it, and I watched it with my kids, and they loved it. They loved it.
Word. And shout out to your kids too. They part of the GW movement too, correct?
Yep, that's right. They're the Mellow and Juju Ninjas.
Mellow and Juju Ninjas, known as the Young Guns, ladies and gentlemen. If you didn't know, now you know.
Yep.
Go ahead. Yep, go ahead.
And so I watched it, and you know, at the time, like I had told you, I didn't know A-Dot too much. So, you know, I was just trying to get in and watch my guy, watch Dirty's guy. And as it started going, my kids liked it so much. I was like, you know, eventually I want to get my kids in here. So
yeah,
Feisty was watching it with me, and she wanted to get in before they wanted to get in. So it was kind of like, you know, first I'll try it, and then Feisty will try it, and then we'll let the kids get in as long as everything's, you know, just perfectly for the kids to be in it.
Right, you got to check out the environment first to see if the kids can actually be involved in this. Right, I got you.
Exactly. So we got the kids in eventually, and I didn't even have the game. I knew nothing about the game, but A-Dot made me Spicy. He made that first Spicy. I'm sure you remember him.
Of course. That was a big rivalry between DVD and the first Spicy.
Yeah. And a lot of people probably never even seen the first Spicy. He was pretty crazy looking. Or the first Spicy. Like we look totally different. It's pretty cool when you think about how much we changed.
Yeah, I'm gonna ask you about that too. I'm gonna ask you about that because it, like, I remember the first Spicy Rico. He came in, he had like that whole what you call it? He had that whole like leather face kind of thing going. You know what I mean? Like he had like a mask, and it was like he was hardcore raw, you know, and he put it all out there. So like, yeah, like you were saying, like, you know, you were checking the environment because you kind of liked it. So how long did it take you for you to like it? Did you like it like off the rip? You and your wife Feisty, you guys like it off jump, or it took you guys a while to be like, you know what, I think that this is something I would like to be a part of and maybe bring my kids in down the future?
Yeah, I mean, I've always, since I've seen it, I've always liked it. And to be honest, when I bought the game and ended up creating my wrestler myself, that put a whole different level to how much I liked it. Almost obsessed with it, like I am today.
Yeah, no, it's funny you say that, brother. Yo, I'm not capping with you. I'm not bullshitting you, bro. I felt the exact same way. You get what I'm saying? Like I looked at it like, what is this at first? Like the very first episode, because you know I saw characters that was like, you know, you saw the devil, you saw God, you saw like Joker, you know, like I was expecting to see like a Stone Cold Steve Austin, but then A-Dot was telling me, dude, it's not even like that. We're not gonna have those guys. You know what I'm saying? Like we're doing this. Like who is Mr. 357? You get what I'm saying? So I made my character as Dimebag Dan. You know, I was playing this game back in Nintendo 64 era. I was like 12, 13 years old. You know what I mean? I was looking at this shit the way I was looking at wrestling, and I was like, yo, this shit can actually pop off. And that's how I met you, and I met your wife, and I met your brothers, and you know, like I said, I knew A-Dot for like 25 plus years. You know what I'm saying? So it was all like love in the beginning. I felt love when I got in there. I met a couple new friends like you guys, you know, and you know, it's all about loyalty for the thing. So that's fire. And the whole thing that gets me, it's like, you did this for your daughter, bro. Your daughter is the one responsible for this, and she's 9, 10 years old, whatever, you know. Like, shout out to A-Dot, man. You know, shout out to Miss Dance too, because without her, this we wouldn't even be talking about this right now if it wasn't for her. I wouldn't even know you. You know what I'm saying?
It really is a blessing, you know. Like,
yeah, no, absolutely.
Meeting everybody I met is is amazing. Like, truthfully, I've always been the person that, like, I'm real, like, to myself and my family. Like, me and my brothers are very close. Me and the mother of my kids,
your wife, yeah, I get it.
We're very close, and I was never the type of person to, like, really, like, look for friends or anything like that. Like, my best friend, actually, when I was 16, my best friend since I was 2 years old, he ended up passing away.
Oh man.
Yeah, his house got on fire, and from that moment, I was like, I'd rather not have friends like that again, you know?
Yeah. So, you wouldn't get attached to people and feel close, because, like you said, man, like, I'm sorry to hear that, first of all, you know, like, condolences for that. And but you're right, you know, sometimes you don't really want to get, like, close to people and shit, you know, like, even family too. It comes to, like, it's not only about people you meet, it's about family also, because, like, you get too close to people and shit, and sometimes, you know, you gotta say goodbye the way you don't want to say goodbye. You know what I'm saying? It's not like you're saying a goodbye that I'm gonna see you tomorrow or I'll see you some other time. You know, it's like, I ain't gonna see you in a long time, man. So I get what you're saying, bro. But, you know, and that's the thing, because the GW, if GW taught me anything, it taught me that when you make new friends, because I'm cool with making new friends, you know, because I had, everybody has, you know, mental stuff that they deal with, like, mentally and physically, and sometimes, you know, we get diagnosed with certain diseases that, you know, God forbid, you know, we probably won't heal from. You know what I mean?
Yeah,
so
for real.
So yeah, no, so it's, to have friends is important, you know. So I like the fact that you said that you didn't want to do that, but eventually you got into it again because, you know, help from your wife, and, you know, meeting people like this, since you opened up again, now you get to see what it's like to, like, you know, make new friends and make family out of friends. You know what I mean? That's fire. That's fire.
Yeah, sure.
I respect that about you.
I'm very grateful for it, because, you know,
of course, yeah, absolutely.
GW, like everybody knows, I've had my problems in GW, kind of being a little reckless, and, you know, but GW's helped me, you know, treat people better and be nicer, and I don't have to be so, like,
angry all the time and shit.
Yeah, right? Angry, exactly, and non-trusting and stuff. And it made me build big bonds with a lot of people, like Morningstar, Jedi, you, Ada.
Yeah. Shout out to Morningstar. Shout out to Jedi. Yep.
You're all my brothers, you know. And
I appreciate that. I feel the same way.
Hell yeah, man. I think it's pretty dope how, like, when you think about it, I think me, you, and Zay were literally GW's first rival.
Yeah.
Because
Dirty Sanchez too.
Yep, and Dirty Sanchez. Yep. Because before our rivalry, there really wasn't any talking in GW. I don't think people know that. We would just watch the show.
We did promo. Yeah, we did promos by sending them to ADOT, and he post them up on his page, and whoever's involved in it gets to see it, and that's how we started. We came a long way, bro. Now that you think about that shit, we came a long way, and that's my next question too. That I was gonna ask you. Where did the Spicy Rico? Because that was the first call. That's what they call it, CAW call. Your first call was Spicy Rico. Where did the story of Spicy Rico come from? You know what I'm saying? Like, how did this character came to be?
All right, so Spicy actually came from Dirty, because, well, I came up with the name, but, you know, me and my brothers were always, like, you know, messing, like, talking shit and, like, being funny and, like, saying, like, you know, like, ridiculous things. So he was like, I'm gonna make a wrestler and I'm gonna call him Dirty Sanchez. And I'm not sure if everybody knows.
Yeah,
I
of
don't know if you
course.
know what that.
Of course I
All
do.
right.
Of course, of course we do that. We
So,
could talk. We could talk about it, bro. This is this and that, bro. We talking shit here. We can
all
curse. We
right.
can say all that fucking crazy shit, bro. We know
All
what
right.
it is. You know what I mean?
All
Let's
right.
get
Good.
it.
So,
Yeah.
Dirty Sanchez basically. Uh, let me see. Let's just say it's something kind of nasty and not too nice.
Right.
And
For the
I was
people
like,
who
you know what?
listening who don't know, Dirty Sanchez is I'm gonna say it because if you don't feel
Okay.
like comfortable saying it, a Dirty Sanchez is when you get any type of chick that you're banging, you put your I believe you put your finger in her ass and you wipe it across her nose. You know what I'm saying?
That's right.
You know,
And then she got that brown stash. Yeah.
that's it. You get the mustache, the Luigi, that we call it, the Mario.
Exactly. so we were being crazy like that, having fun with it. So
yeah, no, of course. And remember, like the listeners too, like this is way before he bring his kids into it. That's why we changed the Dirty Sanchez name to just Dirty, the GOAT.
yeah.
Well, which we'll get to that in a few. But we'll get to that in a few once the kids got involved. But God, that's how Spicy and Dirty came to be. God.
Yeah. So I was like, I want to find a name. I want to find a crazy name like that too, because the whole point is to have fun. Some people want to be serious and be, you know what I mean? But other people want to fuck around like me and my brother. So I went online and I'm looking for names. So then I come across this one name and it says Spicy Gringo. So
Nice.
What Spicy Gringo means is you take a spicy taco, you put it in the girl's ass, you take it out and you eat it.
Fucking nuts. This is getting crazy, guys.
So I was like, you know what? I'm no gringo. I'm Puerto Rican, so I'll be Spicy Rico.
Spicy Rico. That's fire. That makes a lot of sense.
And it kind of it sounds similar to Dirty Sanchez, and then you got Spicy Rico. You know what I mean? So it worked out perfect.
Yeah, and well, with your third brother, they should have just went all in and just said, "How about Filthy Rodriguez?" You know, for the people who don't know what that is, Filthy Rodriguez is when you stick your thing inside the girl's ass and then you shove it in her mouth right after. That's a Filthy Rodriguez. So
that should have been Red Rum right there.
Right?
Yeah.
That would have been sick. Well, anyway, I hope many listeners are older than 18 and have an open mind to understand what we're trying to say here, because he's talking about his creation and how his creations made their names. And speaking about creations, you're one of the big time creators behind the scenes of the whole Global Studios. Like I said, I'm calling it Global Studios because it's beyond wrestling now. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. So, but you're one of the big brains behind the whole global movement, the whole Global Studio movement. So, how does that feel? Like, tell us more about that. Like, tell the listeners who don't know Spicy Rico, the creator, what does he do? You know what I'm saying?
All right. Well, so it started with just a regular call, and then I saw everybody making promos, and so I was like, you know what? I'll try to make a video. So I tried to make a video through my phone, and first I was like recording it with my phone and with music playing in the background, using these horrible apps.
Like the way we did our voicemails back in the days.
Yes. Yep. Exactly.
Yeah. Go ahead.
So then I was like, I started getting a little bit better at them, and I started enjoying it. And I needed a computer anyway for other things.
Yeah, of course.
So I was like,
not porn, because he's married, ladies and gentlemen.
Yeah, no porn.
Good.
So I went to GameStop, and not GameStop, Best Buy, and I bought a computer and just started messing around with videos, and I till this day I enjoy doing it. It's just something that I love doing. I've always been like articulate person. Like I went to college for 1 year for art.
Nice.
And
shout out to that, man. Shout out to you for that. Yeah. Sure.
For all the kids that are listening that shouldn't be listening, make sure you finish college if you ever go to it.
That's right. 787.
Yep.
Shout out to 787. Shout out to Wolf Danger, the youngins.
That's right. That's right. So that's how it really was. It's just something I enjoy doing, and I think it adds more show to the show. So
right. No, and you know what? That's another thing I was gonna tell you. Like, speaking on the same topic, like your videos, no bullshit. Not just because you're here right now in the studio with me, but your videos are fucking fire, bro. Like,
thank you.
Yeah, no, for sure. This is 100% accurate shit. Because remember, I'm not speaking to you right now as DBD. I'm speaking to you as Mr. 357. You know what I'm saying? Like, this is the man behind the character. So, I'm giving you straight up props, bro. Like, when I first seen the whole clones thing, like, I don't know how a lot of people felt about it. I interviewed a couple of my guests. They all said they liked it, you know. I liked it from jump too. The thing that I saw about this whole clone movement, which we'll get to that in a few also, but I just wanted to just bring it out there. From this man's creation that we have in the studio right now, Spicy Ghost, from his creations, we got a new gimmick and new storyline added to us instantly that caught fire. You get what I'm saying? Like, it was like, when you introduced the first video of the clones thing, everybody was just like, what? What's going on here? You know what I mean? And then all of a sudden we saw the characters behind the videos, and we was like, wow, this is gonna be a hit. A-Dot loved it. A-Dot saw the hit behind it, and look at it now, which we'll talk about that a little later, how that became. But bro, for sure. You gave me a video one time. This is what I wanted to say about your creations. Like, you created your creativity. You created, and not only that he created videos, ladies and gentlemen, but this man is the man behind GEB, which stands for Global Extreme Ballers. This is the CEO behind that. He brought that to the Global Studios movement. Shout out to you for that, bro. But he, like I was saying, he made me a video in this wrestling GW thing that we're doing, and like, he made me a video where I wanted to change my gimmick and storyline. And I think, you know, shout out to A-Dot for giving me the opportunity, right? But I felt like DBD's the first real official storyline that kicked off in GW was DBD versus DWO. You know what I'm saying?
No doubt.
No doubt. And if it wasn't for your video that you made that led into that whole faction killer gimmick, I don't think there would have been anything spectacular about that pay-per-view, which the pay-per-view was Baptized in Blood. Shout out to A-Dot for that, because amazing show.
Probably the best pay-per-view ever.
I believe that. I highly believe that. And not because it was like mainly for my explosion in GW, but it was actually a real hands down top notch pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? All the matches was fire, but that's what made DBD. You know what I mean? So, and shout out to you, because you made the video promo for the whole pay-per-view. You made the video promo for the DBD gimmick character. You made the whole Spicy Rico, Dirty Sanchez being the GOAT. Remember, this is when Dirty Sanchez was on his quest to becoming the GOAT, greatest of all times. Which, talking about Dirty Sanchez being the GOAT, how do you feel about that, and how he impacted the whole GW movement when he became the first ever 2-belt champion? And not only was he the first ever 2-belt champion, he was the first ever to hold those titles for at least 3, so maybe 4 pay-per-views. How do you feel about that?
Well, I think Dirty's reign was very important. It's very similar to Tetson. They're both
you're absolutely right.
You know,
see, that's another thing. A lot of people, to my listeners, if you're listening, you better start respecting Texas Tornado. This motherfucker is official. Dirty Sanchez, we already know Dirty is official. But go ahead. How do you feel about that guy?
I feel that they're both very important just because they show everybody in GW that, we can all have our own style. You don't have to always be making a story or always, like 100% being involved. You can still live your life and be a dominant champion and enjoy the show. So it shows the beauty of GW because it shows that we can all have different styles and, still do our thing.
Yeah. So you're absolutely right. 100%. And so, and like you said, we all do our thing. We all have our different styles and we all do something that brings something to the table. You know what I mean? That's another thing that a lot of people don't recognize. Like if you're a newcomer here, or if you're somebody who's just watching and are interested in joining, or if you don't want to join and just still watch as a fan, understand that not everybody is involved in what's going on backstage and behind the scenes, but Spicy Ghost is one of the first day one guys, and he has a lot to do with what goes on in the show. You get what I'm saying? And like A-Dot does, bro, he gives us the freedom to like explore our creativity. Like he lets you explore your creativity when you make these videos, because when you make these videos, you're not just making a video. You're living the story behind the character you're making that video for. You get what I'm saying? Because you're not a selfish creator. You know what I mean? Like shout out to Storm, shout out to Fresh Prince, because these guys, shout out to Magic too, Victor Magic. These guys are creators where like they share their creativity within the family. You get what I'm saying? And you're one of the creators who create behind the family too. See, I'm behind the scenes also working with the GW, the Global Studios movement, but I'm not a creator. Like when it comes to creating like costumes and attires and shit like that, I can do a little something with videos. I can maybe, my main thing is I can make sure that people tune into our show. You know what I mean? Like,
well, to be honest, so I kind of disagree with you. I think you're one of our top creators because you did have the idea for Fight Club. I know Zay wanted to do it, but the actual idea came from you, and the show that we're talking on this moment came from you. So I think you're a better creator than you think.
I appreciate that. That means a lot, because like I don't see myself as that. You know what I'm saying? I see myself as a I can give you my idea. You either take it or you don't. You know what I'm saying? But A-Dot likes to listen to ideas, and that's why I like the fact that I made friends with you and other creators, because I can give you guys ideas about something, and you guys will like be honest with me about it. Be like, yo, I like that. Like let's go with that. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all make it happen. And that's big. That means a lot to me. You know what I'm saying? Like what I really want to do is I have a lot of shit that I want to do when it comes to creativity. Thing is, timing and the position in life that I'm in right now, it's a little rough. So, but every time has its day. Get what I'm saying? If that makes sense.
Yeah.
So pretty soon you're gonna see. But like what I meant is like when it comes to creativity, like I'm not there like you guys. Like you see, when you see Spicy Ghost out there and Icy Ghost, which we'll get to that too also, ladies and gentlemen, like the way you created your guy, it's like it's so fire, bro. It's like I like it. You know what I'm saying? I'm like, yo, this shit is fire. Like I can't wait for Tuesday. I can't wait for Thursday, because I want to see Spicy and his clone story work, or I want to see Spicy in the AWO story work. You get what I'm saying? Like it doesn't matter what your story is, because we all work our storylines. And again, thanks to Miss Dance and A-Dot, like if it wasn't for them letting us explore our creativity, we wouldn't have made this work. Because I can go to you right now and be like, hey Spicy, I want to work a story with you. You know what I'm saying? Me and you will talk behind the scenes, without the GW community knowing about it, and we'll make our storyline work. You know what I'm saying? A lot of people, unfortunately, we had some characters that were a little selfish when it comes to the storylines, and they wanted to take more than, but I think it's fair that A-Dot lets us do it 50-50. So, and that's another thing. How do you think about that? What do you feel about that? Like, how you think the storyline should work? You think somebody should have the lead in the storyline, or you think it should be 50-50 and we both give our ideas to each other?
Yeah, it should 100% be 50-50. I mean, there are situations that, like, you can be, involved in a faction and you want to get your whole team involved, but there are times that that you try to talk to people on your team and they won't even respond to you. Or let you know their ideas. So it's hard to make a story for someone that's not there, because you don't really know what to push for that person, because you don't want to do the wrong thing, and but at the same time you don't want to leave them out, so it's accurate. But I mean, if the person's into it, then yeah, it should 100% be 50-50, 100%.
Of course. That's what I was saying, because like some people they want to take the story and they want to hog it up. I'm not a type of person like that. Clearly, you're not a type of person like that either. You know what I'm saying? And like, whatchamacallit? It's like, what's the point of us trying to decide who's the winner of the storyline when in reality 2K has the last word? You know what I'm saying? All we can do is do promos. Yeah, because all we can really do is do promos, talk shit to each other in the chats, and sell the fight. Because that's what DBD's character is all about. When I play my character out there. A lot of people may look at it as a different thing, like, oh, but DBD's always on the show, or DBD's always involved in this, or DVD. No, it's not that. The thing is, I talk trash and I want to sell the fight. So like, if I'm going to talk trash about you, Spicy Ghost, I'm going to talk shit about you where I want you and everybody else to tune in to our fight. You know what I'm saying? Because I want our fight, even if I win or if I lose, I want our fight to be the main thing. You know what I'm saying? Because I want people to be like, yo, I can't wait for Spicy to beat DBD's ass. You know what I'm saying? Because it's like, I talk so much shit that I want all the attention towards me, where everybody can be like, yo, somebody got to beat this guy's ass, because I'm tired of this motherfucker already. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's the whole point that I look at it. That's how you feel about it too?
Yeah, for sure. It's very smart doing that.
Yeah, that's 50-50, because basically I'm not taking over the storyline. I'm just talking shit to you so you can get hyper and talk shit in your promo and tell me, yo, you motherfucker, I can't wait to get into the ring with you and beat your ass. You know what I'm saying? However 2K decides it's gonna end, that's how it ends. I don't care.
You know what? You saying that reminds me of something. That's the difference. People wonder, how did the UFC catch boxing so fast?
Right.
Well, the answer is, you go and watch a boxing promo. The two guys that are going to fight each other, 90% of the time, they're very respectful.
Yes.
And they're answering questions all politically and stuff. But you go and watch UFC, they're talking shit. They're like, bro, I'm gonna fuck you up, and the other guy's like, oh no, we'll see. So then everybody's like, oh shit, I gotta see this. They're talking shit. I gotta see who's gonna win this.
You're right.
And it's genius for you to do that.
You're right.
It sells the fight.
That's what I look at it. I look at it like, yo, you gotta trash talk. Without trash talk, there's no point in having this shit. You know what I'm saying? And that's what you were saying earlier too. Like, some people take trash talk to a different level. You know what I'm saying? Like, I know how to trash talk you without disrespecting you, if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like, I'll disrespect your character, but I won't disrespect you, the man behind the character. You get what I'm saying? Like, I will disrespect your character, where I will make your character look like he's a piece of shit, like he's a bum. You know what I mean? But the person behind the character, I could be like, yo, man, I fuck with Spicy behind Spicy. You know what I'm saying? But Spicy Rico, Spicy Ghost, whatever he is in the GW community at the moment, this guy's trash. This guy's a bum, and I will make everybody understand that. You know what I'm saying? Like, I will talk so much shit about it that I will make everybody believe it. You know what I mean? That's how you sell a fight, you know? So either I could be the good guy or I could be the bad guy. And that's how we both decide the storylines. That's which I like. That's the reason I like GW's movement, because of that.
Yeah.
You feel me? So yeah.
And real quick, since we just talked about the videos before this, I want to make sure I say this before it's too late. But
yep, good.
Anybody's that's listening, if you guys ever have an idea that you want to do with your wrestler, like in the show or during the show, kind of how the Evil Clones have been doing, just message me and let me know, because I love doing those kind of videos. Like, it's not so much more about how videos used to be or how I used to make videos, which used to be more like, oh, this is AWO, look at us, look how cool. You know, it's not so much about that anymore. It's more about, you know, making the show more interesting. If we can make something happen during the show, or if anybody can find a good idea for during the show, let me know, because I enjoy doing it and it's going to make the show better. So,
fire.
I just want to say that.
You heard it here first, folks. That's fire. That's what I was going to ask you too. Like, what's next? Well, first, before I even ask you what's next, right? Who's the leader of this goddamn fucking crew? Like, who runs this crew? Because to me, if you asking me, I think it's Jedi. Well, he goes by Erebus in the GW community now. I think he's the leader. I know that Spicy Ghost is the leader of AWO. He could say he's not. You can say you're not. But I know he is. But anyway, who's the leader of the Demonic Nightmares? Which, that's what the clones call themselves. This clone story. Who's the leader before I ask you the next question?
Honestly, the leader would have to be Z-Dot, because he has way more control than any of us have.
Well, so, besides the fact that he has control of the company, who's the leader who has controls of, all right, I want this guy to fight this guy, I want this guy to do this, I want this guy to do that? Like, who's that person making that call? Who's doing that?
Well, to be honest, we set up a chat, and where all the Demonic Nightmares are in that chat, and we're very like systematic, and we're very, you know, like organized. So right. Basically, everyone basically has their own job. Like, SGK's job is to do what he did with you guys, the Gravediggers.
Right.
And for me, Jedi, and Star, we kind of work together as three inside the Demonic Nightmares, because our story is eventually going to go back to AWO. I'm not going to say what's going to happen there, but something is.
You want to give
us crazy?
You got to give me a little something. You got to let me know. Like, when is this story gonna? How long is this story gonna last? Right? Like, I'm not rushing it. I'm not asking you to give me a date. I'm asking how many pay-per-views are we gonna see the Demonic Nightmares in?
Honestly, I don't think too many at all. Okay. I think it's gonna be way shorter than everybody thinks. I wanna say way more
about it, but you can't. I know.
But I could give little hints. So I don't want you guys in GW thinking, you know, the Demonic Nightmares, you know, they're ran by ADOT, and they're just taking advantage of the show, and then they're gonna take over it forever, because it's definitely not that. We have a big plan behind this that's gonna surprise and shock everybody.
Nice.
And it's gonna be way sooner than later, and it's definitely gonna be before New Year's. I can say that.
Nice. That makes sense. That makes sense. I mean, I'm hoping that maybe before the year ends that we have maybe like a, I don't know. I don't want to be, you know, OD about it, but I kind of want like a 3-day pay-per-view kind of shit. You know how we did November to Remember, and we had like a 2-night pay-per-view?
Yeah.
I want like a 3-night kind of thing. Maybe like we could start like a Friday and end it on a Sunday. You get what I'm saying? Like, have a 3-night consistent type shit where it's nonstop GW shit before the year ends. Like, maybe we could do it like on a New Year's type of thing, New Year's Eve. I mean, usually people with their family and kids and stuff, so I get that. But, like, I want something that big. But that's just me. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, no, hell yeah. I totally agree. I just want GW to know as well, though, that, all their hard work and all their stories and all their ideas, will come to shine soon. The demonic nightmares aren't going to be in a spotlight. Excuse me. They're not going to be in a spotlight forever and hogging the show, because we do understand that everybody else has to get their story in and everybody else has to shine. It's just a, temporary thing.
This, to be honest with you, like I told the Rebus, man, when I told Jedi, shout out to Nico too, man. When I spoke to Nico on the show when he came, I told him, I was like, this demonic nightmares clones story saved GW, because at a point, besides the buried alive match, which we'll get to that later too, besides the buried alive match, there was really no excitement in GW. All right, we get the whole Survivor Series type of thing where FEW battles GW, but that was predictable. Everybody knew that was gonna happen. Well, we don't know who was gonna win those matches, but we knew that was gonna happen. You know what I mean? Like everybody saw that coming. But when you set groundbreaking, like how you say it, storylines, like the way the demonic nightmares came, like that shit was awesome, bro. Like I gave A-Dot my little input, I'll give you a little input also. I gave Rebus the input. Like the way you guys are doing it is perfect, because like you guys are not in matches. You guys are just interfering in matches to main guys. You get what I'm saying? Kicking their ass. And if you're gonna kick someone's ass, you're gonna do it 2-on-1, maybe 3-on-2 kind of shit. You know what I'm saying? Like
evil.
Yeah, it's evil, and that shit works. Like I don't think you guys should ever, the whole demonic nightmares clones army, they should not fight 1-on-1s until the pay-per-view. You know what I'm saying? And if we can have maybe 2 pay-per-views or 3 pay-per-views with the demonic nightmare storyline going, it could work. It could happen. Just, like, don't be like every other storyline and ruin it and drag it. That's all I'm saying. But besides that, you guys are on the right path.
Hey, I can tell you, great minds think alike, because you're right on, bro.
Right?
You're right on.
Yeah, I mean, it's that I love this wrestling shit, man. That's what I was gonna say. What's next for Spicy Ghost or Icy Ghost? Who's the winner between the characters that you have that's gonna make the next big jump? Because your character, you basically have one character, but you clone them, or you may have like somebody that you probably want to push, because you, like I said, you were like an AWO leader. You could say you're not, but you are. Like you got people that you want to push out there. Maybe you want to push your kids, the ninjas, the young guns, or maybe you want to push yourself. Like what's next for Spicy Ghost? Because that's your character. That's the main character. What's next for him?
Well, for Spicy, let's put it this way. I would love to tell you everything about him.
You don't have. You don't have to, because you don't want to ruin the future. Because like I said, bro, you're killing it with the storylines, the videos, and everything.
I can still. Thank you very much. But I can still give you little hints.
Little taste.
And let's just put it this way: Spicy's future has, needs to be saved somehow, some way. And who's the saviors? I do not know. And the same goes for the rest of the squad. Like we're all reaching out to certain people and trying to make stories work. Like we're trying to bring, shine on people that really haven't had it and deserve it. Like I want to give a shout out to Alicia.
Shout out to Princess Alicia. Yeah. Yep.
Feisty, seeing that, involved in the chats a lot. You can tell she has a lot of love for it, and she's amazing. She's amazing with her promos.
Yep, she is. So, she's actually a little better than most of you guys in the AEW. I mean AEW, AWO. My bad.
Oh yeah, for sure.
No, for sure.
I don't say it because she's the mother of my kids, but I feel like Feisty is one of the most underrated people in the whole company, just because she does help me a lot with the work that I do on these videos. It's not just me, and she's always been there since day one in the live chats, supporting, and she's never really caused drama. She's just been there loving GW for a long time. So I do feel like she's very underrated in a way.
Yeah, no, absolutely. And it's funny that you say that. Like, a lot of people don't understand. Like, she's the greatest person to work a storyline with when it comes to this GW movement. And the reason I say that is because she's like A Dot, but like in her character way. I don't know if that makes sense. You know what I mean? Like, A Dot tells you, go ahead, you got permission to do this and that with your story. Shout out to the show, this and that, by the way. But like, you got an opportunity to do this and that with your storyline, right? And if I go to Feisty right now and tell her, hey, DBD wants to work a story with Feisty Gringa, like, she will be willing to work the storyline with it, and she'll have her input on it too. You get what I'm saying? Like, she's not the type of person to be like, I don't know, let me talk to Spicy about it and see how he feels. Like, she has her own mind, and she has creativity of her own. You get what I'm saying?
Yes.
So
100%.
Yeah.
100%. To any girl listening, just know, anytime you want to do a story with Feisty, she will be super excited to do it. 100%.
Yeah. And I can vouch for that, because I've worked storylines with her. Remember when you the first Spicy Rico, when that whole storyline where he supposedly passed away and shit because of a big bump in wrestling, and then he came back. He came back as Spicy Ghost. You get what I'm saying? Like, she was all there for that storyline. She was all there creating her own way in the game. She made a team with the Baker, and shout out to the Baker also, the first lady. A lot of people don't give her acknowledgement either, but she's very involved in this shit too. Yeah. The creativity is there, man.
100%, bro.
So, like, that's another thing too. Before I even ask the next question, like, how do you feel about your wife? How Feisty gets into it, and she has her own mind about it also, and how she feels it should be run the way she looks at it. You get what I'm saying? Like, how does that make you feel? You know what I mean?
No, I love that she gets involved and like, I loved, like, that whole Princess Alicia thing. That was all from her just being a good person. She was like, you know what, Princess Alicia, she's very into this. She's very good with her video promos. Like, if you guys listen to Princess Alicia's video promos, they're very professional. They're very surprisingly good.
She's playing her character as well. Yeah.
And Feisty's smart, so Feisty was like, you know what, with Princess Alicia, I know I would have somebody here that I can communicate with every day. I know I have somebody that loves the game. I know I have somebody that deserves shine. So that's why she decided to work with her.
That's fire. Yeah. And another thing that people don't know about is that we were slacking a little bit with the women talent of the GW community, and FEW, of course, you got to go through the procedures. How do you feel about the whole FEW movement, and how do you feel about if you're a female new character and GW needs desperately the female characters? How do you feel about when they come in, they automatically get signed to GW, or they should go through the process of FEW as well, just like the men do? How do you feel about that?
If I'm gonna be honest,
this
which I cannot help, and maybe this is why I'm considered an asshole sometimes.
Speak your mind, brother. Don't worry about it. You ain't offending nobody. Listeners, y'all know what it is, man. This is this and that. He's telling me this and that. So let's hear it.
Yeah. So, I think first I want to say I think Savage is great at what he does. He's amazing with his show. He's amazing with his wrestlers.
Yep.
He's amazing with keeping it organized. I'm gonna say this publicly as well too. I misjudged his character when I first met him, but every day I seem to like the guy way more, and
Gotcha.
I'm realizing that he's a really nice, good person.
Yeah, he's a real good person. 100%. 100%. I could vouch for that.
But when it comes to the woman, I feel that GW needs more women, and I feel that people like Alicia, Miss Dance, The Baker,
yep,
and Feisty, those Casey, yes, but Casey doesn't talk as much.
She doesn't do promos and stuff. Right. I get what you're saying.
Exactly. So I do understand that GW has a lot of girls statistically on paper, but when you look at it
who's
from
behind the character,
exactly
right.
So what my thing is, okay, to all the guys, we don't really think about this because we're good. All us guys, we love it. We're all into it. So we got plenty of people to work with. But if you're standing behind the eyes of a Baker, of a Feisty, they're girls that deserve
the recognition. They want to shine. Yeah, they want the recognition.
Exactly. And it's not going to be as fun to them, fighting with somebody that doesn't even talk compared to, let's say you go to FEW and you bring all the girls up. Well, bam, now they got all these girls to work with,
right.
which doesn't only make it more entertaining for us, but it makes it more fun for our girls that deserve the respect and love to shine and have fun.
Absolutely. No, absolutely. That's, now that you say that, I wanted to say my piece about that too, because I agree with you 100%. Like, I felt I was one of the people in the background of the JW movement that said, I think we should bring up all kids and girls when they're newcomers. Like, if you're under a certain age and you can, like you know what I'm saying? Like, if you can talk your promos and like live your character the way you and myself and everybody that you mentioned live their characters, why not give them a chance? Because when they look at GW, remember, like, they love the GW movement. You get what I'm saying? Not only we love it, but everybody who's tuned in, who joins, they love this movement. They want to see their characters in the main shows, which is Tuesdays and Thursdays, by the way, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. Catch Tuesday nights, Takedown Tuesday. GEW presents Takedown Tuesday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time, every Tuesday. And Thursdays, Saturday, Thursday, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. That's A. Show. Shout out to FEW Slamfest, FEW Saturday Night Slamfest. That's what we call it. And like, there's no knocking FEW. I get that. What we're saying is, like, we desperately need the women talent, and these women are actually behind their characters. Like Feisty is, the Baker. You know what I'm saying? Miss Dance, she doesn't count because this is her brand. You get what I'm saying? So this is all her.
Yeah.
But like, I agree with that. I agree that we should bring them up. Like, no knock to Savage, what he's doing. I get it. Maybe we're taking away his women characters, but when the people who are tuned in, they love the GW brand. Like, they want to see GW. No offense to the FEW. We know you got to go through the process, but when they join, they don't want to join to be on Saturday only. They want to join to be on Tuesday and Thursdays. You get what I'm saying? And pay-per-views, of course. So I'm glad you said that. And I'm glad that you said that, because that makes a lot of sense, man.
The way a good way to look at it is, let's say GW, right? Let's say there's a glass cup, right? That glass cup right now in GW is filled with liquid for the guys.
Yeah.
For the woman, that cup is 25, not even 20% filled.
Right.
So it's very understandable that you take the guys and you leave them in FEW. The upcomers, leave them in FEW because the cup is already full in GW when it comes to the men.
Right.
But for the woman, you got to fill up that cup until it's full, and then once it's full, then you can start adding people to FEW as the woman.
Yes, I agree 100%. That's the whole knock I had about it when it came to FEW women talent only. The men, I understand we gotta bang it out and we gotta wait our turn. You know what I'm saying? But we desperately need it because he's not saying it. Well, we're not, because we're both agreeing. So we're not saying it like, oh man, fuck that FEW shit, bring them up to GW. We're not saying that. What we're saying is the woman like Feisty, the Baker, Princess Alicia now, like Miss Dance, like they Baker, Feisty, and Princess Alicia, they do their promos. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So they want to play, like they want somebody to compete with in promos and in matches. So why not? Right?
Exactly. And even if people say they don't do promos, well, there's a reason they don't do promos.
Well, they're doing promos for.
Exactly.
I get it,
They
brother.
can go in live chats and talk, which they have proved to do over and over again
all the time.
But when it comes to promos, what are they going to do? Just work with them three and do it over and over? You know what I mean?
Yeah, of course, 100%.
So that's all I'm saying. But
respect that. So, what we're gonna expect from Spicy Rico in the next pay-per-view, or what's next to come?
Well, I'm not sure if Spicy's ever gonna come back. To be honest, I can see other clones coming back and being saved, but Spicy, I really don't know. He might be evil forever. But
okay,
it depends on what happens, because something's set up to happen, and depending on what happens, we might never see Spicy again.
Copy.
So that's something we got to tune into.
That's fire. You heard it here first, folks. So I ask all my guests the same question. Give me your top 5 GW superstars. You can't count yourself, obviously, and to not to be biased and all that, you can't count your kids and you can't count Feisty. If you had to choose 5 superstars in the GW roster, it could be FEW too. If you had to choose 5, like, yo, these 5 right here are fire. I love to see them. I don't care if I'm in the show or not. Who are those 5?
Okay, so I don't know if it's all right, but I kind of have like 2 different kind of top 5s. Because I have a top 5 off of talent, like you said.
Okay.
And
it's
then
like your top 5 where you're like, yo, GW wouldn't be GW without these guys. To you.
Well, okay, so to me, that's the question right there. GW wouldn't be GW without them.
Right. And this doesn't include, like, you can, like, I interviewed Victor Magic and Fresh Prince, Ego, the Prince, which shout out to them, by the way. They gave me a Mount Rushmore. Like, they gave me 5 Mount Rushmore guys, and then they gave me 5 of their top guys that they like. You know what I mean?
Okay.
You can have 5 of those, and you can have 5, top 5 guys that you're like, yo, I love seeing these guys wrestle. FEW or GW, it doesn't matter. Who are those guys?
Okay. So this is how this how I'm gonna do it, because you said GW wouldn't be the same without them. So to me, this is not a matter of wins or how good they are at the moment.
It doesn't matter. It's just the character and the way they do their promos, and who represent the company.
In no particular order.
No particular
I
order.
would have to say, DVD.
Nice. Shout out to DVD.
You're a great promoter for your fights. You're the creator of Fight Club.
Appreciate that.
You're the creator of TNT, and you set a good example of how we should all be. So.
Oh, that's one. That's a first. I appreciate that.
No problem. And 2 would have to be Storm, because
shout out to Storm.
He's amazing with his logos. He's a great designer. His belts, his arenas are super clean,
vicious,
and he's very knowledgeable with like the little things like settings or sliders, and basically if A-Dot ever needs help with something,
he's the guy.
He's the guy for that. Yep.
Shout to Storm.
He's very knowledgeable. Another person, I would say Savage, because
nice.
He's a creator of FEW.
Yep.
He has amazing ideas for shows. He has amazing ideas for, how to keep the fans attracted for the next thing to happen.
Yeah, hooked.
So
they're all hooked. That's a fact.
Yep. Fresh and Val would be number 4.
Both of them together?
Yeah, I consider them both together just because I don't know, like, for sure who's doing what.
Right.
So, but I know they do most of what they do together as a team anyway.
Right. Family first. That's how they do it.
Yeah, but I consider them up there as well because they just have a lot of passion for the game, and they're always like, if you haven't noticed, they're always sending pictures, and they also create belts, they also create arenas, and they're just a big part of our family. Like if
100%.
they weren't there would be a big hole missing, because they have a lot of love for the game, and that's something people can't take from them. So
awesome. 100%. That's number 4. It's a duel. I get it.
And then the 5th person would have to be A-Dot.
Shout out to A-Dot also. Yep. Why A-Dot?
His energy is honestly unmatchable when he's.
That's a fact. That's a fact.
Going live.
Yep, that's a fact.
And then, honestly, A-Dot, I think he could have been like a professional commentator if he wanted, because he has like a very poetic mind, and he can quickly, think on the spot.
Yeah, he's quick with it. 100%.
He'll mess up sometimes, and boom, he'll play it off real quick.
Yeah, and he's good.
And we all know, without A-Dot, there's no GW, bro. So those to me are the
top 5.
GW would not be the same without those people.
And before I ask you the next question, why? Give me one of those guys out of those top 5 the list that you mentioned. Give me one of those guys that you saw something, and which place and what show you saw it that made you say, this guy. You know what I'm saying? Like, out of the 5 people you picked, just one. Like, for example, I saw Storm come in, and Storm dominated the moment he came in. He dominated the tag team division. He dominated the singles division, and he might be a future champion someday. Not just saying, that's just my opinion, but like, who's one of those guys for you from your top 5 list?
Well, the top 5 that I just mentioned was really more like to me that people that put in work and stuff. But
gotcha.
If I had to pick one of those people that impressed me in the ring, is what you're asking?
Yeah, like you saw, say for example, you say, yo, I chose DBD because what I saw in Baptized in Blood, like, blew my mind, and I love that show because of DBD. You know what I'm saying? Like, why you chose that person, for what reason? Get what I mean?
Okay. I would have to say, out of those people, I really would say DBD though, because Storm, he's very dominant. Yes. Savage, he's up and down.
Yep.
A-Dot don't really care about his guy, but DBD set a bar. So he in the Baptized in Blood was the first one to come with a crazy story that really shocked everybody.
That's a fact.
And set the bar and made everybody, want to be part of that. Like, oh, I want to shock.
Yep.
I want to shock UW.
Yep.
So that right there was big. And also, the way you talk shit constantly and the way everyone's always paying attention to you, it shows a lot. It shows that you're doing shit the right way.
Yeah.
So, I listened to your podcast and I noticed a lot of people didn't mention you, and it didn't, I didn't really like it because you're a big part of GW, bro.
Yeah.
And you deserve the respect.
Yeah, 100%. I agree with that. I just try to do like my part because I know for a fact that Miss Dance likes me. Your kids, both of them like me. 787 likes me. These are the kids that I mentioned because we do this shit for the kids. You get what I'm saying? Like, believe it or not, everybody can think that we're having fun with it, of course, but we're doing this mainly for them because we know they're watching. So I like to talk trash in order to make the kids, like, even if they like me, they can still boo me. You get what I'm saying? Because I'm the villain. You know what I mean? Like, I talk trash where I will, like, in front of your kids, I will try to, like, make Spicy Rico, the character, look like a nobody. And your kids hate that because your kids are going to look at it like, what? You talking about my dad? My dad's a 2-time world heavyweight champion. You get what I'm saying? Like, my dad will kick your ass. You get what I'm saying? Like, I feed off that. Like, I need that. So that's why I understand what you're saying, because I do bring that energy. I bring the energy where you're gonna love to hate me. You get what I mean? But you still love me. You get what I mean? That's the whole storyline that I try to put out there, my gimmick. So shout out to you for that, bro. I appreciate that. And that's a fact. Yeah, a lot of people didn't mention that, but that's what I do. So, like it or not, I bring that energy to GW. You feel me?
Yep, no doubt, bro.
Yeah, man. And I was gonna ask you, like, where Spicy Rico's character comes from, right? Like, who's your favorite wrestler of all time in real life that made Spicy Rico's gimmick pop? That you like, because for DBD, it's like Stone Cold Steve Austin mixed with a little bit of The Rock, because I try to be funny and disrespect you in a funny way. You know what I mean? And also like Roman Reigns, where I'm cocky and I know I'm the best, because everybody thinks they're the best, obviously. So like, who's that wrestler for you that made you think like that for Spicy Rico?
Oh, bro, my favorite wrestler of all time. I don't even say it much because, let's put it this way, a lot of people love him, and I don't even want to take it to the debate place with them. Gotcha. Because I love this wrestler so much. But The Undertaker is by far my favorite wrestler ever.
Awesome. I can see the resemblance in the whole ghost movement. Not only because of your entrance and stuff, but like I could see it. Like you're the dead man. Yeah, he's my favorite. You died in the ring and you came back in the ring. So I see it. That's awesome. Shout out to The Undertaker, man. He's one of my favorites too. If I had a top 5 wrestlers.
Hell yeah. My 2 and 3 would be Shawn Michaels and Ultimate Warrior.
Ooh, I love Ultimate Warrior too. Shawn Michaels was one of my guys too. Shout out to that. You got a 4, honestly, you got a 4 and 5 or no?
Yeah. My 4 and 5 would be Stone Cold, has to be 4.
Nice.
And my 5 is Mankind, just because how he used to
takes beatings.
Risk his body.
Yeah. Take beatings.
Yeah.
100%, bro. 100%.
Dude, I love that guy too. So.
All right.
But honestly, after Stone Cold and The Rock, well, The Rock still stayed for a while, but after Stone Cold, bro, I didn't watch anything. Like you guys talk about it sometimes now. I have no idea what you guys are talking about.
Yeah, me I don't honestly, I only know a little something about now because I'm watching it again now, but I stopped watching ever since Stone Cold left, like you said, man. Like it wasn't the same. The Brock Lesnar movement, like when Stone Cold left, Brock Lesnar came, John Cena and all these guys, and I was like,
yeah,
you know,
John Cena is the one that, honestly, he's the one that ended it for me. I saw John Cena, I was like,
oh, you didn't like it?
Fuck this.
Yeah, I didn't like it either. I was like, what is this guy trying to be black or something? Yeah, I get it. I know exactly what you mean.
Yeah, it just wasn't the same.
That's not drinking beer and stunning the boss and his wife and his kids type shit. That's what I'm about, you know.
Exactly.
That's another thing too. Talking like in character, like I'm gonna tell A-Dot one day in a promo, yo bro, you screw me out of my world title shot again, I'm gonna fucking stun you. I'm gonna stun Miss Dance. I'm gonna stun, you know, Baker, everybody.
You're gonna stun Baker? Oh shit. He might listen to this.
Yeah, no, I want them to listen. I want them to hear this. It's all love.
Hey, I do want to tell you my top 5 like GW wrestlers in the ring. I would like to tell you that.
Let's hear them. Of course.
Number 1 will have to be Miss Dance.
Of course. That's everybody's top list. She's my favorite also. Like, shout out to Miss Dance, man. Believe it or not, like, the moves and everything that she's on, it's like unmatched, bro. Like, I don't see no woman beating her ever. I don't know.
No. She's been dominating before Dirty.
Exactly.
And she's still dominating today.
Bro, she's been the women's champ since she won the belt. She lost it and get it back. Like, it's nothing. You know?
Yeah.
Shout out to Miss Dance.
There's no debate. She's the best.
Of course. Of course.
So, number 2 would be Hopkins. Just because...
Shout out to Caleb Hopkins.
You know, I never seen him lose two fights in a row. That's one. He's the first person to ever win 3 championships. And he beat the GOAT Dirty. So, that's a hell of a resume.
Yep. That's big.
Number 3 will be Feisty Bakers. Just because, you know, they're those 2 women that are, to me, the main woman of GW. I might be a little biased here, but
no,
to me, they're the most they're the most dominating tag team, men or women. Like, people forget about their run.
I agree. I was going to bring that up too. Yep.
So that's my number 3. My number 4 would have to be Zay, just because.
Shout out to Zay.
He is the best. Can't deny it. He is the best heavyweight that we've ever had
in a while. Yeah, since the General, because the Sergeant General, he had a good run too, but Zay passed it.
Yeah, but even Sergeant General, he won like 4 in a row, something like that. Yeah, I had to guess,
Zay's on like 8 in a row right now.
Exactly. So he doubled that.
Mm-hmm.
So I would have to say he's the best heavyweight ever, and the way he's so loyal to GW and DWO, that also speaks volumes too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And then my fifth, I really don't know, because it's kind of like a tie with Sergeant, Khan, Storm, Vix, Vals, you know?
Yeah.
And just so you know, this 5, I'm not including AWO, because if I were to include AWO, I would say Dirty, I would say Tetson, I would say Star, I would say the top 5 were them.
It's like it's not even fair to have a top 5, because like there's so many people that you want to mention that you can't, because, you know, it's top 5 only.
Exactly.
You know, so
exactly. So AWO, no, AWO, just know that I did not forget you. I'm just putting you in my own different special section. I'm not going to compare you guys to each other. And I wanted to, really, like DBD said, really get my top 5 without being biased.
Of course. That's how it's all about. That's what it's all about, bro. Like you said it, these are facts. This ain't like being biased. These are facts. Because everybody you mentioned is actually this accurate. Because they could be on my list too, and on other people's list.
Yeah.
So, talking on that, right? If you had to change something that's going on in GW now, what would you change and why? If you had to change anything, like if you're like, what, I wish they wouldn't have did this because of that. Shout out to the show again.
That's a good question.
Yeah,
that's a very good question.
Of course, I gotta throw a wrench in there.
That's a very good question. If I could change anything about GW, it would be fuck. God damn it.
I know.
That's a good question.
I know. It's tough.
Because I love everything about GW. Honestly, if I could change anything about GW, it would be changing the way I used to act towards a lot of people and kind of judge them before I got to know them. That's really the only regret I ever see in GW, because I came back and it took me a while for people to even like me. So
well, I like this since day one, so. But yeah,
I know. Thank you, brother.
No, of course.
You've always been a good dude, man.
Of course, man. I try to be the most humble as I can.
Hell yeah.
So
I actually have a question for you. Whenever you ask me to ask you a question, it has something to do.
That's coming. Coming. I got you. That's coming. Before we get to that though, like, is there any like titles or any belts or any mission that Spicy's going for, like after the storyline now, which we might not even see Spicy again, like you said, but maybe Icy or whoever the character that you're gonna go with. Like, there's any goals, like any belts that you really want?
Well, I kind of try to make it a point that, like, after that whole Sergeant General thing, like I haven't even tried to like ask ADOT for a shot at a title or anything like that. Like, that wasn't my focus. My focus was more to, just have fun with everybody again. And
yeah,
I really didn't. I haven't even thought about that. But if I did, or when I do decide to try to go for a belt, it will definitely be the heavyweight belt. I'm not going to try anything else.
I feel you. It's funny you say that, because like that's how my character DBD feels about it too. Like, I don't want no other belt. Like, I know tonight I didn't think I was gonna get like jumped by Morningstar or Midnight Eclipse, what he goes by now. Shout out to KG, by the way, because that's my dude too. But like, I didn't really care about that belt that Rain or Storm has, whatever his character is goes by, which is Rain right now, right? So like, I didn't like, I told A-Dot, man, like, I speak to him behind the scenes and stuff, and I always tell him, I'm like, yo, dude, you can book me with any match you want. If you feel like you want to book me in a title match with any belt, the main belt that I really care about, that I really would like have a say in, if I have any say, will be the world title, like you said. You know what I mean? Because that's the main goal. Yeah, but if you want to give me an Intercontinental shot, Bosco, Hardcore, whatever, I'll take it. But that's not what you know what I'm saying? That's not what I'm asking you for. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
But
you want to be the face.
I want to be the face, and not only do I want to be the face, but I also understand that there's other people out there that also want to be the face. So I'm not rushing it. I'm not being like a hater or nothing. Like, I'm not saying, yo, fuck that, give me a title shot or I'm out. I'm not saying none of that. I'm just saying, like, give these young guys who hasn't been in that spotlight a shot. You know what I mean? Like, give Khan, give Val, give Victor Magic, give Storm. These guys, give these guys a shot because they deserve it and they work their ass off to get it. You know what I'm saying? Same thing with you. Same thing with Dirty. Same thing with Red Rum. If anybody deserves a shot, it's definitely Red Rum. But that's neither here nor there. You know what I'm saying? But yeah, you're right. 100%. World title or nothing. That's all I'm worried about.
I feel the same way. Exactly how you said it is how I feel too.
Of course, it's accurate. It's accurate.
It's not a rush. It's not a rush to get it, but
everybody's gonna shine, like he says.
Yeah. Yep. And if I didn't go for the heavyweight belt, it would definitely be the mixed gender belt that I would want.
Of course, you want to shine with your wife.
Yeah.
Yeah. Awesome. Yeah. Awesome. And before I get to the final question and stuff, what about your kids? Like, what about the young guns? What do you want to see them like go individually in solos action? Maybe they'll beat each other down the line, or you like the whole idea that they're sticking to a tag team thing? Because if you really look at it, like the kids division is grown. We have a couple kids that are in there. Shout out to Ryan, which is a son, Bubba, young Bubba. Shout out to your kids, Mello and Juju, your kids. Also shout out to 787. He's also a kid. I would say Whoop Danger, but he's not part of it anymore. Also Shake's Peace kids. The Grimm brothers. Like, these kids they're entertaining and they watch the show. So what do you think about Juju and Mello? You want them to continue to be tag teams, or you want them to go solos in their own way and make their own destiny, like you did?
Yeah. Well, with them, I've asked them probably 5 times overall, and every time I ask them, it's the same thing, and they just want to be tag team champions, and I think it's because
awesome.
When we first started. When they first started, I told Ada, I said, I just want my kids to fight as tag team because I want to show them that them being there for each other is more important than anything individual.
That's fire.
So
that's fire.
It really worked because it engraved into their head so bad that I've asked them numerous times, like, they've seen each other fight solo, and they're like, why aren't we fighting together? Like, they want to fight together. They keep asking me about the tag team belts, but I told them, they got to wait because the clone story was Savage and Storm.
Right.
So,
No, right. No, it makes sense. Like, you're being honest with them. Like, yo, listen, it's not like that. You got to wait your turn for certain things, and you eventually get it. And like you said, you ask them their input and they want to be a team. That's dope. Yep. That's dope that you did that, man. That's fire. Shout out to you for that, bro.
Thank you.
Sure. So yeah, we're already reaching towards the end, so let me hear it. You can ask me as many questions as you want. Ask me a question either as DVD, or you can ask me a question the person behind DVD as Mr. 357.
All right. My question to you is I have 2. But my first question, I think it's important for me to ask this because, at the end of the day, we should always kind of be, like setting examples, and not just to kids, but to grown-ups too.
Of course.
And showing people that, life's about being kind and being a good person. So what I would like to ask you, that way people can gain knowledge, is something that I respect about you very much. And I've always told you this, but I want to know what or who do you credit for making you such a self-controlled person? I want to know, like, where did that, like, what in your life helped you with that, be so good at being self-controlled? Like, I notice you're very good at just keeping it cool and never letting shit get too personal.
Gotcha. I know what you mean. It's like I don't let, even if you try to get me out of my comfort zone and try to like make me get wild and disrespect, I will never get to that. That's what you're saying, right? Like
Yeah,
being calm about like, oh man, come on, cut it out, whatever.
exactly.
Gotcha.
I want to know like what in your life or who in your life do you give credit for making you like that?
Well, I give myself credit for that because what I've lived through and what I've seen over the years of my life, which I'm only 37 years old, you know, and I looked at it like I was raised with my grandparents. Shout out to my father and my mother, because that's really my grandparents that are my father and my mother. But
Okay.
like my real parents, they passed away when I was young. I never really met my real father because I was like a baby when he passed away, and I lost my mom when I was 8 years old. I lost my baby sister when I was 6. So I felt that if I can lose things that big and important to me, and like those are the people that can actually really offend me. You get what I'm saying? Like make me lose my shit. And I felt like, yo, life's too short, bro. And I learned life's too short. That situation, life being short at a young age, man, that it took over my mind. So when I was like a teenager, long story short, when I turned like I was like 15, if I'm not mistaken, and I was like, high school and shit already, and I saw like a real good friend of mine. They killed him, and he was a person where he'll give you his last dollar in his pocket. If you're starving or if you really needed that dollar, he'll give it to you, knowing that he needs that dollar too. You get what I'm saying? So I got that basically, like, yo, me and this guy are like twins spiritually. You know, if that makes sense. But like that taught me life, like, yo, there's always somebody who has it worse than you. You get what I'm saying? Like right now I can go through anything in life, but there's always somebody anywhere in the world that is having it worse than me. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So I look at it like life's too short to be arguing about stupid shit like that. You get what I'm saying? Like if we're gonna do something, let's do shit right. That's all it is. Like let's do shit right. So that's what keeps me like that. Like there's nothing you can say to me that offends me. Like no matter how hard you try, I know where your heart is at, and I know what you're trying to do. You get what I'm saying? Like if you don't like me, I can spot that from a distance that you don't like me. You know what I'm saying? So like if I know that you don't like me and I know what you're trying to do, you're not gonna get to me because I already know you. You know what I'm saying? I read you. So that's look at it. Like that's why I'm always so calm, man. And like it's always so much love. Love always dominates hate to me. That's how I feel about it. So like you can never disrespect me. You can say it's disrespectful shit. It might hurt, but I'm gonna take it. And I coped up so much pain and inner pain in myself, within myself, that there's nothing you could possibly do or say to me that can hurt me more than what I've already witnessed and experienced in my life. That's how I feel about that.
Wow.
Yeah.
See, that's a beautiful message right there, bro.
100%, bro. It's 100% me too. It's like it's no bullshit. This is me. Like I said, man. Like I will never disrespect you. Like I will never go to you and say some shit. Like I will never say something to you that I wouldn't want said to me. You get what I'm saying? So like maybe you can have your mom and your dad in real life still with you, right? And you could say some shit knowing that I don't have my mom and my real dad with me. And you could say some shit like, oh, fuck your father, fuck your mother, whatever, right? And I know that you have them. So I'm like, dude, in my mind, I'm already thinking ahead of you. I'm like, you only saying that because you're trying so hard to make me feel down and you can't. You get what I'm saying? Like, I don't know if that makes sense. You get what I'm saying? Like,
that's badass. That's a badass thought. I love that.
Of course, man. Like, yo, dude, I'm all about love, man. Like, I just want to spread love. I just want to be happy, bro. You know what I mean? Like, I've dealt with a lot of shit in my life too, where like not so long ago during the pandemic and before it, I was dealing with like alcoholism, and I did that shit by myself, bro. Like, I beat that shit by myself. So I was born alone. I'm gonna die alone. That's how I look at it. So shout out to you for that question too, because a lot of people don't know like the real me, and that's the real me. Like, there's nothing nobody out there could say that will make me feel less of a person that I am, because I'm stronger than a lot of people think, mentally.
Oh yeah. That's super cool, man.
Thank you.
It's super cool to see that. Very interesting.
Yes, sir. Let's hear the second one. What you got?
So, okay, second question. Not including the grave diggers. Gotta be honest. Mm-hmm. Who do you think is the best faction in GW history? Not just now, but history-wise.
You already know. It's definitely 100% AWO in history.
Nice.
And I'm gonna tell you why. Yeah, I'm gonna tell you why. Not because you're here on the show, but the reason I say that is because you guys are like a brotherhood. You get what I'm saying? If that makes sense. Like, you guys are everybody in your crew is individually different, and they represent something of themselves within the faction. You get what I'm saying? Like, all right, how do I put it? Like, Dirty Sanchez, Red Rum, and Spicy Rico, they're not the same person. Even if they're all related in real life, you guys are not the same person. If that makes sense.
So true.
You know what I'm saying? Like, you're a ghost. Red Rum he's whatever he is. Dirty Sanchez is whatever he is. Stir Morning, he's whatever he is. Like, everybody is a unique character within themselves. You know what I'm saying? So that's why I look at AWO. I'm like, yo, this guy's they ain't like DWO. DWO is a bunch of fucking hoodlums who like to beat each other's asses. Like, you know what I'm saying? Or you know what I mean? Like, the grave diggers, they got the whole Undertaker kind of vibe, but they like for example, they work in the graveyard. So, dude, I'm gonna kick your ass and I'm gonna bury your ass. That's everybody's gimmick in the whole grave diggers. DWO is, yo, we're gonna go out there, we're gonna kick some ass, and that's their gimmick. Everybody else has a gimmick like that. AWO doesn't have that. AWO is, oh, we got Sir Morning, risen from the light. We got spicy ghost, a lost soul out there who's just trying to dominate. Like, you guys all have it, like, a different character, and I love it. Like, you guys are all different. That's why I say AWO, from the moment you guys all formed, which you guys had other people that are not here with us anymore, but like, you guys are different. Everybody in your faction is different. Nobody has the same gimmick in your faction, and a lot of people don't notice that. That's why I always say you guys are different. Like, who's a little, who's different too? The OGs, but that's a new faction now. But they still have the same gimmick. They're like the original gods, and like, Egyptian gods and this and that, which shout out to them, but you guys are the only faction that has a different character to represent their own gimmick differently. Everybody else in the faction has the same gimmick. That's what I'm saying.
Oh, that's pretty dope. I never thought of that, but it really is so true.
Yeah, man, I pay attention to everything out there, bro. I like, when I look at GW, I pay attention to the smallest details, bro. Smallest details. And like, that's why I love this shit, bro. This is like, this is another thing from the first question you asked me. Like, I look at this GW Global Studios movement as an escape route, man. Because like, when you're not dealing, because a lot of people have mental health issues. Shout out to you if you're dealing with something mentally in your home, like yourself. Always seek some help. Always look for somebody to talk to, because even if you think people don't care, there's always people like you, like Spicy, that like give you the ear to listen and want to pay attention to, like, to you. You know what I'm saying? And be like, yo, man, you all right? Like, you hit me up before and be like, yo, you good, bro? You good? Everything all right with you? And same thing with me. Like, I hit you up and be like, yo, you all right, bro? And that's it. We're friends. You know what I mean? So, like, make sure that everybody's good, and always keep a positive, like, vibe to everything. Because if not, You're wasting your time as a human being, bro. You know what I mean? Like,
so true.
Just look at, like, the reason I promote GW, man. I'm not promoting this shit to like show violence to the kids or anything. I'm showing this shit to like, yo, have fun, bro. Look what I like this. Like, I'm a 37-year-old man and I love this. And you're like, what, 10, 8, whatever the fuck you are. Like, watch this, man. Like, you know, like, this shit is fun, bro. You know what I mean? Like, you like Stone Cold Steve Austin? Yeah? Well, guess what? DBD's like a Stone Cold Steve Austin. You like Roman Reigns? Well, guess what? DBD's like a Roman Reigns. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's what I try to put out there. And, like, it's an escape route, bro. Whenever I'm dealing with a lot of shit, I go and I rewatch a GW show. Now we got this GW, the GEB, which is Global Extreme Ballers, you know, like, stuff like this. It's an escape route. When you're dealing with a lot of shit that you can't handle, just go and watch yourself a GW show, bro. I guarantee you'll be fucking great by the end of the day. You know?
Oh yeah, bro. So true.
100%.
There's times at work I get frustrated, and I just walk to my car, and just go in the chats, and then boom, I feel way better.
That's it. Sometimes you need that, man. That's all it is.
Yeah.
That's what it is, brother.
Yeah. Every morning I wake up, I'm like, oh, one of the first things I think of after I, you know, obviously think of my family first, but then
of course,
right after that, I'm thinking about GW, bro.
Of course, man.
We're all we really are all family, man.
100%.
So
we're a family. We're a team, bro. And like we're not only a team of just like regular friends. We're a team of creators, where we're all artistic in our mind. Like we look at it like, how can we make this fun for other people to like the way we like it? You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So shout out to that.
100%.
Yeah, shout out to us for that, bro, because we don't get the credit that we deserve, and you don't get the credit that you deserve, because you're a big time guy behind the scenes. Like I said earlier, like without you, this shit wouldn't have been possible. So,
well, thank you. Same to you, man.
Yeah, 100%.
You deserve a lot more credit too. And A-Dot and Baker, don't worry, we're not talking about you guys. We know you guys always give us credit. We know.
Yeah, and A-Dot and Baker, like I said, you already heard me earlier. Don't make me go out there and down drop your asses in fucking top of tables or in the ring or backstage, because it will happen. You feel me?
Oh, shit.
Nah, shout out to the Baker, man. Shout out to A-Dot Jizzle, because without them, you know, this shit wouldn't be possible either. So, you know. But yeah, man. Spicy fucking Rico, brother. Yo, man, I said, bro, like, there's probably a couple things that we left out that we probably didn't talk about, but we'll do it again some other time, and, you know, we can get it all out. But I felt like this was great, and I want to thank you again for coming on my show, man, showing me love and being yourself, because this is what this whole point thing is all about, man. This, like I said, I look at these things as an escape route, and my show, which shout out to A.Jizzle again for granting me the opportunity to rep this show under the Global Studios umbrella, you know, like. And without you and Storm and Prince, Fresh Prince, Victor Magic, A.Jizzle, Miss Dance, most importantly, like, I wouldn't have this thing going on, man, you know. And like, this is an escape route. Believe it or not, this is therapy to me. And I love the fact that you showed me love, and so that everybody else who's listening and who's coming onto the show, who has been on the show. So that's important, man. Like, I consider you guys all family, man, and I appreciate you again for coming. Maybe next time when I get you on the show, because we're definitely gonna do this again. We're running the remix, and when you come back on the show, I'm gonna need you to bring Spicy with you. I mean, Feisty with you. You know, she needs to be here. I need to ask her a couple questions. I need to ask her the same questions I asked you and others, and also, if it's possible, could bring in the young guns too. Maybe we could ask them a couple questions and shit, you know. We'll keep it PG. We'll keep it PG for them, you know what I'm saying? We won't curse, but, you know, man,
they would love that. They'll probably be a little shy, but they will love it.
Of course they'll love it. Shout out to them too, man, for liking me and my character out there, man. Because
oh yeah, they love BBD.
Yeah,
bro.
man. I didn't think the kids would like my character because the shit talking that I do and the promos that I do. But if I could reach them, then I know people are watching, and I know I'm doing the right thing, like you said earlier. So shout out to them.
That's right. Well, thank you for having me, bro.
Of course, man, 100%. Like I said, I'm looking forward to having you and your wife, Feisty Gringa, on the show soon, and we get it popping, brother. So,
yeah,
I would like to let my listeners know this was another episode of This and That, and my guest today was the one, the only, the two-time GEW World Heavyweight Champion, Spicy Rico, Spicy Ghost, also known as Icy Ghost, right now.
That's right.
Appreciate you for coming, brother. And again, thank you very much for all the love and support. And thank you for being yourself. And I hope to see you continuing to being yourself and bringing more energy and more love into this GEW community, brother. Actually, it's Global Studios. And if you're paying attention and anybody listening, stay tuned, because Global Extreme Ballers, GEB, down with Global Studios, is about to make major moves, and it's about to get real. No, it is. No, it really is, though. And man, shout out to you for that, bro. That's fire. And keep up with the videos. Keep up with your creativity. Don't stop. Don't let nobody discourage you, because you're on fire, and you are fire. You feel me?
Thank you, brother.
Always.
Thank you very much. And everybody in GW, to literally everybody, even the people I think I might not like them. Well, I love all you guys. So
he loves all you fuckers. Stop fucking around. You know what we do.
Oh yeah,
definitely, brother. Yo, man, thank you again for coming on the show. I appreciate the love, and don't forget, we're doing a part 2, and you're bringing Feisty with you next time.
Hell yeah, no doubt.
Yes, sir. So this has been another episode of This and That, and my guest today, Spicy Rico, the one and only. Peace.
Peace, brother.